Hello, and welcome to the demo shop presentation of the Boxalino Winning Interactions platform. My name is Sylvain Payard. I'm the co-founder and CTO of Boxalino, and I will guide you through the key aspects of the front end of the demo shop, as well as how it is configured in the back end of Boxalino. So here we are on the homepage of this demo shop. The demo shop was based on the basis of the shampoo.ch website, and we warmly thank the owners of shampoo.ch, Perfect Hair, to have given us all of the rights and the support that we can build this demo shop on the basis of their environment. The first page that we see, the home page, is 100% driven by the Boxalino technology. From the banners here that are dynamically provided from the active campaigns to the personalized recommendation that appear here. And here you already notice these black borders that are identified. Of course, this would not appear on a real eShop, but we decided to leave them for this demonstration because that shows what our tracker is identifying. And there you can see that every time this banner is changing, what appears to the user is also changing, and that triggers an impression. And so our system is not only able to provide the information on the page, but it is also able to track what actually appears on the device of the user, which is an essential aspect for the tracking and the optimization of the website. So here is a block of personalized recommendations. Here we have the Marken im Trend. This is also something which is optimized with Boxalino. So Boxalino provides this list of brands according to the ones which have performed the most in the recent months. Here we have the access to the different categories, which is configured also in Boxalino. Then the best sellers, as well as the products here in sales, and below the blog suggestions that I can see. So before going further in the demo environment, we are going to switch now to the backend of Boxalino to see how what we have seen is configured. So here I'm going to log in the Boxalino Winning Interaction administration interface with my credentials. And I will arrive here in the main view. As of what's the news, we highly encourage you to check our new video tutorials, especially the new introduction to our administration interface. Of course, we have no time to go through the detail in that walkthrough today, but this video already gets you more into the key ideas of Boxalino narratives and the widgets. So let's start with the narratives. So the narratives here in the menu marketing narratives show the different layouts that have been integrated on these websites. There we can see cross-selling, which is for the product detail page. We can see the autocomplete, which is for the search preview while you type. The brand page, two versions of the navigation pages. We have this home page. This is what we're going to check now because this is the home page of the demo shop that we have seen. The blog page, the search page, and the magazine page. We won't have the time to go into the detail on all of these, but we will watch at least this first home one and a few others later on. So here, if I go into the home page, we can see how the narrative layout editor defines what I have seen. And this is a one-to-one match. So here we have first the promoted campaign, the product slider with the For You recommendation, the top brands, the top categories, the other product slider for the bestseller, for the discount, and finally the blog articles. So again, going into the home page, we can see that this is actually why I'm seeing these elements in that order. So here the campaigns, here this For You recommendation, here the brand, here these top categories, the bestsellers, the in sales, and the blog recommendation. So this is actually why I'm seeing this. Any change in that order or dynamic logic to show different layout to different people would actually work seamlessly, as this is this layout manager which is defining the page. And each of these basically is defined with different parameters. So here the promoted campaign, they have a title, they have sub-contents with each of the banner. The product slider, they also have some other parameters, title, fuzzy that can be changed here. So here we can define like a CMS for the layout. We can define all of the key details of all of these different blocks. Again, we will not go into the detail here today to see how each is built, but that's something we address in other tutorial videos. Now, what is important is to see that we have here these different blocks of recommendations. So for instance, here we have the For You recommendation, and the For You recommendation is connected to the accessor home perso. Then if I scroll down and I look at the bestseller, we can see here that they are connected to the home bestseller, and for the discount, they are connected to the home discount. So here now we're gonna look into the other key part of Boxalino, which are the widgets, because these accessors are actually defining the access to a widget. So here, if I go into the widget and page optimizer, there I will see that I have all what are the so-called WPO, or widget and page optimizers. And here we have this interesting pattern of this square. These are all of the WPOs that have been used in this demo shop. So here we are on the home page. So it's this first column, the awareness column, which has been used. Here we have the product recommendation. Here we have the banner recommendation, and here we have the actual layout elements. And these are the three which have been used. So here, if I go and I click on the welcome, I will see these three widgets: home bestseller, home discount, home perso. Exactly the same as what we saw before in the narrative. And that's how the two are connected. So now, for instance, if I go into the home personalization, there I can have a sneak peek to be able to see how the strategy has been defined. So here we have done a very simple personalization strategy, which is based on some key aspects. So we are filtering any product which would be at the price of 0, because we don't want to show coupons or stuff like that, even if they would be appropriate. We only want to show products which have a stock which is bigger than 1. So this is a filter, meaning it has to be met. This is a ranker, meaning that unless there's no products in the store which have a stock which is at 1 or more, then only these ones will appear. And then we have these scorers. And these scorers, they compete with each other. They define a real-time score when all of these different criteria match together. So here we have defined 5 criteria. One which is based on the sales performance of the product, because we don't want to show products which have never been sold. And then here we have real-time personalization on the brand, real-time personalization on the category, purchase history personalization on the brand, purchase history personalization on the category. So that means that the system will use what the customer has recently viewed as products to be able to identify his interest in brands and categories, retarget that as real-time personalization in this widget, and it will also do it with the brand and categories on the purchase history. Of course, the second part will only provide its impact in case there is a login that has been done either during the session or in a prior session, and then recognize the visitor coming back with the cookie. And so that's how the strategy here is defining what we are seeing here in the For You recommendation there. And it is true that I have clicked before on quite a few Kerastase products, and this real-time personalization on Kerastase explains why I'm seeing these products. So now what we can do is that we can go into my cookies, see indeed that I have this CEMV cookie, which is defining, which is basically my identifier for my real-time personalization. I can delete this cookie and refresh the page. And now you can see that the effects of the personalization have been removed, which shows that the real-time personalization now is not applying, and the system is simply falling back on the other elements of the strategy that we have seen. So that's basically to illustrate the different aspects, the aspects here. We're happy to go into the detail of each of them. There is a personalization logic in most of them. There's a performance logic in quite a few of them. One thing which we will quickly look at now is the aspects here with the campaigns. So these are really dynamic campaigns that can also be personalized. So if we have like 10 campaigns, then maybe these are the 3 ones which are the most interesting for me. And we will quickly look now in the administration interface how such a campaign can be defined. So here, if I go back to the tool and I go into the campaign view, there I will be able to see different campaigns that have been defined by the customer. And here we can see that these campaigns, they have a time duration. These ones are permanent, but they could be limited in time. They have a target, which are defining what they are about. And this is also what we can use to do the personalization. So if we know that this campaign is about the brand Clinique, and we know that the customer has bought a lot of products from that brand, then this brand will be, this banner will be shown more because it's more interesting for the customer. And here we can edit these aspects, so we can say, no, we don't want it to be permanent, we want it to be time-based, define a from to, we can define a target, and we can define the content of the banner as well. So we can define the headline, the different colors. That of course depends on the banner templates, but we can here define all of the key information of the banner together with the campaigns, and that's it. So the marketers can create campaigns here, and the system will automatically use them and display the right one with A/B testing or with personalization or other type of logics here. We also have possibilities to optimize based on the click-through rates of the banners. So banners that are clicked a lot, or there's a lot of buy-through, are displayed more. There's a lot of optimization possibilities, which are possible because now the campaigns are not statically defined on the page. They are actually dynamically selected from this campaign library. So now let's look a little bit further. So here we have done efforts to show in this demo how we can mix the experience of content and of products. Of course, it's just one way to do it. So if I would search here for curl, we can see that the system shows me these recommendations. And then when I go into the search results, then we see the search results. So this is also completely driven by Boxalino. All of the facets here are completely coming from Boxalino. And we went in the direction to inject blog results within the grid, because from our experience and tests, this is the best way to bring this content. Because if you do 2 tabs where you can go from products to blogs, people tend never to go to the blogs. But here you can see they are actually naturally appearing in the lists. So here we can see that, and of course they match the search criteria that I have put. So I have naturally in my experience information about this curl product, as well as articles related to it as well. Again, pay no attention to these black borders. They just show you that the system is capable to follow my scrolling behavior and send an event to say, oh, the user scroll down up to that point. And that's very important, because that means that now if I stop to scroll here and I click there are all of these other products below that I have never seen, and they should not be counted as having bad click-through, because actually I've never seen them. So the tracker is doing a very important job to identify that the products and the blogs have actually appeared on the viewport of the device of the customer. So we went in the also direction to illustrate how Boxalino can help on the content page. So if I scroll down here and I click on one of these blog recommendation, then I go to a blog page, and here based on auto tagging, so it's of course there's no connection to say this blog is related to these products, but based on auto tagging, so based on the tags of that product, we identify the related aspects here, as well as the related blogs here that share similar tags or other information. Of course, these are also widgets, so they're also strategies that we can configure. If we go back to the page, we also have different variations of product recommendation on the product detail page as well. These are also all coming from Boxalino. And I see the product information. You can see that below we have here 4 flavors of recommendation. What works well with it, so passant dessous, the Enliche article, the same article, what other customers also bought, and also the top products of that brand. In this case, Olaplex doesn't have a lot of products, so some of them are redundant, but in other cases, of course, that's not the case. So we also have here all of the up and cross-selling recommendation on the product detail page. Going back to the search, we also did an example of a search redirection. So here, for instance, if I search for Davin, which is a brand, then the system will redirect me to the actual brand page of that product. So this is a little bit of a walkthrough of the different options that we have here in the front end. And I will end up by going back to the backend and go through not all of them, of course, but a few of the configuration that we have done for that demo account. So here, going back, we have seen the campaign. Going back to the widget and page optimizers, there's a few that are quite interesting to consider here. So here, for instance, for the product recommendations, we have here these different types of recommendation. Let's take, for instance, the similar recommendation. There we can see that there's a lot of logics in there that have been configured, and one of them, which here has been defined as an A/B test, so if it appears with this color, it means 50% of the visitors will have this effect, 50% will not have this effect. This is based on a collaborative filtering algorithm on what is viewed in the same session. We also have the concept here that the product should have the same search tags. That's also a quite interesting functionality of Boxalino based on this automated property called BigQ search tag. And this enables the system to learn what are the most frequently searched terms that lead people to a product. And then we can use them as kind of the search DNA of the product and find other products that have the same tags. And from our experience, these type of similarities show significantly better results than doing it only on the category of the brand's other defined properties. So that's for the similarities. For the cross-selling, we are also here using other types of techniques. Again, what is really quite interesting with Boxalino, everything is configured in a unified way with these widgets. So here I have different logics also with the fact it should be of similar price, if possible the same brand, but here we also have statistics of what is often bought together. So if we have enough statistics of what is often bought together, this will have the preference, but then if there's nothing here, then it will go down and look at these other aspects. Some of them are also personalized based on the gender, based on the products that was already bought, and so on and so forth. So that gives you an idea about the some of these aspects here. We also have defined before this redirect with the search. So here I will shortly show it as well. So here you can see to configure the search in Boxalino is a widget just as any other widget, also with its own logic, also with a lot of possibilities to try different business rules, also with the possibility to do A/B testing and personalization, and also to define what we call semantic filterings. So here we have just defined one manual semantic filterings. We cannot really show it in the demo here, but one of the key value of Boxalino search is that we have a self-learning of semantic filtering. So most of our customers don't define a lot of semantic filtering manually. They just wait for systems to detect them automatically, and they include the redirect option. So here's to say, if someone searched for Devin, then the filter should be set. So the facet should be set like if he had clicked on that facet, and there should also be a redirect to that page. All of these aspects are also things the Boxalino system can self-learn based on the behavior of the customer on our data science ecosystem. So I thank you very much for your time for this tutorial. I wish I had more time to go through all of the different details, but I hope that gives you already an overview of all of the different aspects that Boxalino is capable to affect in your website, how we are able to address content and products in many interesting ways, unify everything with the layout integration, and give a lot of possibilities to do A/B testing on the products, on the blogs, on the layouts, on the visualization, on the messages, and so on and so forth. If you have any questions while using the demo admin or the demo eShop, just let us know, and we will be happy to answer to any of your questions. Thank you.